Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Please take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy.
What's classy if you're physically attractive but trashy if you're not? Basically any bold move towards the opposite gender. Some girl posted a comment on r/askmen about how some guy at the gym approached her to compliment her. She said that at first she thought he was a creep, but after taking a good look at him she was totally okay with it because she found him kinda cute. You should have seen the amount of downvotes and negative replies she received. She was basically saying that if a guy isn't attractive but still flirts with a girl, it automatically makes him a creep. It's mean, but yet it is many people's first thought in that scenario. Drinking alcohol. You know, classy drinking, attractive drinking, not this trailer park drinking. It comes down to wealth. It looks classy to open a nice crystal decanter and pour a glass of expensive brandy at 2 in the afternoon. Cracking open a beer at that time is trashy looking. You're not an alcoholic if it's 50-year-old wine. It's classy then. But you can cheat the system. I love craft beer and brew my own beer. It's a great way to make your addiction seem like a neat hobby. If an unattractive guy flirts with women, they will label him as a creep. However, if a hot model guy flirts with them, even being a jerk while doing it, they find it romantic. A guy decided to do a Tinder experiment. The premise was simple: he made a Tinder troll account just to see how well a male model compares to the rest of us. The results of his thread were interesting to say the least. Sending a drink to a random woman across the bar. Many shifts as a bartender, and when a less than good looking bloke wanted to do it, I said it was against policy too. I've never seen it end well unless the dude was really handsome. Someone replied, was on a double date 3+ years ago. The other guy and I left the girls at the bar to play a round of arcade games. As we're playing, 3 guys walk in and see 2 apparently single women sitting at the bar. They order 5 shots of tequila and tell the bartender to leave it with the girls. I assume they were planning on walking over as soon as the girls got the tequila, taking the shots with them, looking all cool, except me and the other guy got back to the bar as soon as the shots arrived. The bartender didn't specify where they came from, so we each took a shot, gave the 5th to the bartender, and thanked him. He said, "Don't thank me, it's on those guys," and we looked behind him to see the 3 amigos looking like kids who just had recess cancelled. Tried thanking them on the way out, but they just smiled sadly and nodded. I still feel bad about it to this day. Tattoos. I always worry about this, because I have several large tattoos in visible areas. When I was younger, pre-lupus, people seemed to react to them better. Now I'm a little older, and I will admit a little rougher looking because of my disease, and I've noticed that more people seem to judge me for my tattoos. Hanging out with ugly people. Hate to say it, but the realist in me is telling me that if we're even asking ourselves that, then we're probably somewhere in the middle like most, and sometimes capable of temporary jump or drop off. Then again, maybe not. Super attractive people don't always seem to be aware of it, much less often than you would expect actually. A 4-day beard. If you're a male model, you look like a manly man. If you're above a 6-pack, you look like a homeless dude. If I grow my facial hair out for 4 days, parents start to move their children closer to them while I'm around. If my friend, who can grow bushy full beards, outgrows his facial hair out for 4 days, women will be jumping all over him. Workplace romances. Women are just as shallow as men, if not more so in some regards while less in others. I work in an office of 200 people, that's 80% female. Whenever there's a new person, when asked what they think of them, the women in my office always go for the physical. Not "oh, they were nice" or "he's really funny but kinda shy." Always "oh, she dresses well" or "he's got great eyes." I think my favorite was the guy we had who was hired and lasted a week out of training. He was an amateur bodybuilder and the women drooled over him. Dumbass bitch, made the same mistakes and was really arrogant, but the office suddenly forgot this when he was fired because, I quote, "it was nice having that hunk of man butt around." I wouldn't say classy per se, but a tank top. Imagine Ryan Gosling in a tank top. Now imagine Danny DeVito in that same tank top. Same with wearing no underwear is seen a bit differently based on attractiveness. Any kind of bold makeup. Red lip, heavy bronzer, bright eyeshadow, etc. I do a lot of beauty photography, and while super dramatic makeup might look really good on models, you put that stuff on me and I'll look like a mixture between drag queen and creepy clown. I mean, Heavy makeup can look good on a conventionally unattractive person if they have the skill to make it look good. I think it's a matter of talent applying it. Hot girl can look like crap if she doesn't know how to do her bronzer. In fact, there's tons of examples out there. And tons of sorta ugly people look crazy hot with enough makeup. With low-key makeup you just don't notice it's a mess. Mistakes are only noticeable when it's flashy. Smoking. Those 1940s Hollywood noir film actresses looked so sultry with a cigarette. It helps if you have perfectly coiffed hair as well. All smooth, not a strand out of place, and possibly gloves. It's not an addiction if she's wearing gloves, it's just a bad habit she can kick anytime. It's only touching her lips, not her fingers. She's not getting her fingers dirty, she's just getting intimate with death, for it only touches her lips. It reminds her of her mortality and thus it reminds you of her mortality and how one day she will be old and no longer as beautiful as she is now. And oh how beautiful she is with that beautifully coiffed hair, not an ash flicked into it. The tobacco industry did a good marketing job there. But overweight and ugly with a cigarette is more reminiscent of a Walmart smoke break for some reason. Using swear words. If you're hot, you're a badass alpha male. If you're not, you're a disgrace and a menace to society. Flaunting your wealth. If you're hot, you're a stylish, fashion-forward jet-setter. Hi, Kim K. If you're not, you're a no-class, no-style, poser, fob, knockoff, wannabe, pile of sweatshop garbage. Being shirtless, topless, exposing skin. If you're hot, you're a pioneer of sexual liberation and irreproachable. Again, hi, Kim K. If you're not, you're a creepy, disgusting perv who does not deserve to be out in public and should be locked up in jail. Showing your affection for someone by doing nice things for them or giving them gifts. Pretty much this, to be honest. If they think you're hot, you're such a dreamboat, what a hunk, a total steal. Romantic, charming, absolutely perfect. If they think you're not, you're a creepy, disgusting perv who does not deserve to be out in public and should be locked up in jail. Hairstyles. If you're attractive and you've got an unconventional hairstyle, it's high fashion. If you're not attractive, it's ugly. The best example is the man bun. It looks so ridiculous on at least 50% of the guys wearing it. I cringe every time when I see a man bun wannabe. This applies to trendy hairstyles too. If you have ears like Dumbo, you should not shave the side of your head. Cosplay. On a small con a friend and I met a couple of girls cosplaying as Callie and Marie from Splatoon. Long story short, my friend wanted to hook up with Marie, but ended up with Callie, who is a really nice girl but not as pretty though. After that his brother kept teasing him about if the next time he'll introduce Squidward to their parents. Sadly if you're not good looking, cosplaying is like putting yourself a target for burns and jokes, unless you go for the armor or just doing something silly. Crazy colored hair. If you're rich and can afford a good dye job and you're attractive, the results are pretty cool. Poor people who try and do it themselves run the risk of it looking cheap and trashy. Getting out of a small car. Whether it's a Porsche or a Fiat. If you are attractive, you look natural stepping out. If you're ugly or large, you look like one of the last clowns falling out of the clown car. I'm a petite woman and I drive a small vintage Beetle. My friend is a large 6 feet 4 inches man. When he attempted to get out of my car, it looked like it was giving birth. He almost got stuck and it was hilarious. I wish I got it on video. Everything, including joking about yourself, is unattractive. The difference is that when they joke about themselves being unattractive, the joke has no real kernel of truth to it. When an unattractive person does it, you can hear in their voice that they actually believe it and they're trying to express it in a funny way. As a less than pretty person, when I learned to joke in the same tones as pretty people, they started coming across quite a bit better. Smiling. Life is a little easier for attractive people. Can we admit that? Think about it, if a stranger smiles at you and they're attractive, you think, oh, they're nice. But if the stranger's ugly, you're like, what do they want? Get away from me, weirdo. As someone who went from 280 to 165 pounds and ripped, let me tell you this is a sad fact, but the world is literally a different place now. I have always had a decent looking face, but no one really gave me the time of day and just saw me as a big dumb overweight guy. Now that I am fit, people of both genders treat me way different. Guys respect and listen to what I have to say, women notice me and hit on me. Going into any store or restaurant, I am served much quicker and with much better service. We need to just learn to all be nice, but it's genetically programmed in our brains to favor fit and good-looking people. Pregnancy photos. For example, when Beyoncé was pregnant with her twins and she released those photos with a crown of leaves and flowers, people fell over themselves to compliment her. Yet I would wager that a similar photo from an unattractive, poor woman would be considered trashy. Cindy Crawford's mole is a great example. I'm an obese male who has a mole on the exact same spot as she. It's not my biggest problem. As far as I know, it doesn't make me even less desirable. Actually, no girl has found me desirable in 32 years. Maybe some people would have found me nice if it wasn't for the mole. Who knows? Septum piercings. The bull-style nose ring. If you're not attractive, it looks absolutely horrendous to the point it's trashy. If you're attractive, it can actually look good. That's the case for any kind of bold fashion accessory, really.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end. We want to thank you again for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we wish you have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. It really does help us a lot. That's it from me. Roll the outro.